Boop. What do you guys think about studio monitors? Studio monitors for home studios. What are you using right now? Look at the speakers, look right next to the screen. What are you looking at? Tell me down in the comments. I'm curious. I want to see what everybody's using and what everybody thinks about what they're using. Let me know. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about the Atom Audio A7X speakers. Atom Audio sent me these A7Xs to review, and boy do I have some thoughts. Now first I'll say, comparing speakers in a store on a shelf or on a bunch of shelves is a lot different than comparing speakers in your studio with your setup where you are used to listening and working on music. Just to tell you my thoughts right off the bat, these speakers are excellent. Seriously excellent. The ribbon tweeters. Okay, let's get into the specifics. First thing, these are extremely well designed and beautifully built speakers. They are just gorgeous. And let's be honest, when you're bringing in clients and they see gorgeous, and they see gorgeous, professional looking equipment, it instills confidence in you as the engineer, the producer, or whatever you're doing, that you know what you're doing and you're good at it. That's a positive thing. That has nothing to do with how they sound, or maybe it does. And in fact, I actually don't know. That is definitely an important quality, and I like that. I like how they look. They look tough, which is cool. The second thing I like about these speakers, which is one of the criteria I was looking for in studio monitors, was front-facing bass ports. Front-facing bass ports always give me the best results on all of my projects. Also, anytime speakers have front-facing bass ports, I tend to get a very pleasant listening experience from them, especially with these size speakers. I really like it. That's a plus for me. The next thing about these speakers is more of a logistical quality, and that is, get ready for it, power buttons on the front of the speakers. Oh man, do I love being able to turn the speakers on and off by doing this. Look how much I moved. Off, on. Okay, that's huge. That's kind of less important, but so many speakers have the power buttons on the back and you have to climb over. And sometimes when you're reaching over, you turn a knob. If you have like an EQ or something on the back, you accidentally bump that and then you're changing settings. You don't even know it. It's just unnecessary. So I like that. The second thing you'll notice next to the power button on the front of the speaker is the speaker level knob. Also very important. As the engineer, sometimes things get bumped around and you don't know it, and then you start going through the troubleshooting line of, well, is it this or is it that, or why is this on the left side, blah, blah, blah. With this, you can have the peace of mind just by opening your eyes and looking at the speaker. Nope, they're both flat. It's exactly how it should be. For me, that's super important because it gives me the confidence knowing that both of the speakers are set at the exact same level. Next, the back of the speaker, you have the high shelf and the low shelf. If you need to tune the speakers to your room, or if you have preferences, if you want higher or lower boosts or cuts for certain frequencies, their speakers have the high shelf and low shelf adjustment, so you can adjust that as you see necessary. But what's nice is it's not a knob sticking out of the speaker, so you can't accidentally bump it. You have to use like a little tweak or like a flathead screwdriver or something to be able to actually change that adjustment, and that prevents anything from accidentally being moved, which I also appreciate. Now, what's unique about the back of these speakers is there's a third adjustment, and the third adjustment is an individual level control for the tweeter. Now, I've never seen this before, and I only noticed it because when I first hooked these speakers up, the tweeter level was turned down, and I thought they sounded dull, if you will. And then I jumped around the back and I realized that the tweeter volume was turned down. So I got my thing out and I adjusted the tweeter level and made it flat. And I was like, oh, dude, these things sound great. Now, what I'm gonna say is just listening to music, listening to my favorite records, listening to records that I have personally engineered and produced and worked on through these speakers is really incredible. These speakers, I'm not sure what it is. Again, I'm not a very technical guy, but what I can tell you is these speakers sound, they give me the feeling that there's more headroom. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. They sound awesome. So it's a much more pleasant listening experience. Just personally, this is what I think. I don't even really know. Again, I don't know. Can't stress this enough. I don't know about the technical specifics of speakers, but these things just sound so pleasing to the ears. When I'm cranking up a record, and even for a long period of time, there's something about them that is the opposite of ear fatiguing. It is, you can listen to music for a longer period of time and it's not as harsh on the ears. This was pretty interesting to me, so I wanted to do a hard comparison with my Alpha 65. So what I did was I took these off and I put my Alphas back in the same spots, played the same record that I was listening to, same levels, everything the same, and I noticed that on the probably 5 to 10K, 16K, somewhere in the high mids to upper high frequencies, it was a lot harsher on the Alpha 65s than it was on the A7X speakers. These A7Xs have a very smooth and, dare I say, flat high end to them and upper mid range, which was really, really nice. Now, if you think about your working process, if I'm mixing or if I'm working on something and I'm getting sounds and I'm boosting stuff or I'm cutting stuff and the high end coming out of the speakers sounds really harsh, I'm much less likely to make certain moves than I would if it sounded smoother. So with the Atom A7Xs, I can get a much better idea of what the high-end frequencies are producing without that discomfort. You know, it's much more accurate. Essentially what happens is it allows me to make better mix decisions when I'm working on them, and simultaneously I'm not fatiguing my ears as much because I know I don't have to actually push the high end to get the high end that I want, and it hurts coming out of the speakers. It sounds, does this make sense? This all just sounds like voodoo stuff. So if you guys are in the market for studio monitors, especially for a home studio, if you have a room the size of mine or whatever room you're working in, I use mine with a sub. They sound great without a sub. I particularly like working with a sub. They sound ridiculously great. So I want to say thank you, Atom Audio, for letting me review these. Working on these speakers has been amazing. Logistically, having the power buttons on the front and the volume knob, I really like them, and I would strongly encourage you to at least check them out, consider them. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure to hit the like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.